My name is Grove, and make kind of a mixture of like break beats, rave, dancehall, punk ethos kind of music, and yeah, do a lot of the production myself, and just essentially music with intention. I think that's what it boils down to. Like every tune has got like solid intent, whether that be like politically based or exploring sensuality. The reclamation of power in whatever form that takes is ultimately the underlying message of all of that, whether that be your own sexual energy, your social energy, your political energy. I think that's at the core of everything, because I think grew up in this like town called Cheltenham, which is well known for horse racing and being home to like lots and lots of Tories and very well off people. And it felt like there was never really a sense of understanding of class struggles there. So it's like when I started getting older and seeing the obvious disparity that was there and not being commented on because everyone was living like their nice cushy lives as they are, it just bred this anger, this bubbling anger that's constantly churning out new things. I think there are so many creatives that are so good at invoking anger, like shining a light on what I'm sure us as humans are already angry about. But I think something that I really want to focus on is like where to then channel that anger, which is not something that I have got all the answers to at all. But it's like, you know, I went to like lots of heavier gigs when I was younger, and everyone was like riled up, like rah, 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 like ooh, ooh. But then like a gig finished and like, cool, what are we gonna do with it now? So I think it's just like having like a clear message of what is ways in which you can transfer that energy to progressivism is like something that's really important. Growing up, I think music for me was this very egocentric thing where it's like, like when I was like 14, I was like, yeah, I want to be a pop star, I want to make music, and I want to be at the top of the charts, and I want this for me. Being part of like community music studios, taking part in like community teaching models where I, for example, when I was younger, learned loads from this community studio called Studio 340 in Cheltenham. And then not only did I benefit from that, as soon as I grew older and had more skills, could then pass that on to the next group of people down. And that then took music away from being this egotistical thick swinging contest to like, this is a beautiful thing for healing, for community, for people finding their purpose, and for people going for that purpose with everything that they can, with the full support of community around them. And I think that's, just like big up people in Cheltenham. Malachi Patterson, he runs this community space. If it wasn't for him, my life would just be very different, and loads of other people's lives would be different in Gloucestershire. So just got to give my respect to him. willingness to just like completely blur any single definition of like sonically of what something sounds like. Definitely grown confidence in that through being in an art scene that is so eclectic and so just like the borderlines between everything are so blurred. And a really good example of experiencing something like this is there's this collective in Bristol called Snog, and they put on these like multi-genre lineups in Bristol. So it's multi-genre. No, it's not even multi-genre. It's multidisciplinary, and that would be from like the night would start out with like hand puppetry, then it would go to like a drag show, then it would go to like a music act, then it would go to like some like really fucked up and twisted DJ set, and like being able to experience that all in one night and for it to make like total sense opens your eyes up to all of the disciplines and all of the forms that human expression can take.
I've got my accomplice, partner in crime, to introduce to you all in the form of EJ Akin. Please make some noise for EJ! Russian is here on the synthesizer. Minus one synthesizer, one got a bit damaged. The plug did anyway. But EJ here, right, is a bass connoisseur. And as a result, can only speak one language. So with that in mind, we're going to ask EJ, how are you doing, EJ? What do you think about noodles, EJ? Slutty, yummy, delicious? Yes! One final question, EJ. It's a burning one. What do you think of landlords?
I've loved dancehall music and dub music, reggae music, and with like dub and reggae especially, I love the protest nature of it. And I think that seeps into dancehall a little bit. Dancehall's kind of the more sensual version, but like the self-awareness that's in it and the protest that is within it. And yeah, always loved dancehall music, like the little but then like obviously hearing songs like Boom Bye Bye, other such songs, you're like, damn, like there's just like a homophobia problem, not only in dancehall music, but it's very prevalent there, but just like in society as a whole as well. And I think this is fun. Should we go this side? Yeah. But yeah, being like someone who is queer and wanting to hear queer dancehall tunes, I was just like, well, why not? Like, why not just chat absolute smut but make it really gay? Like Skin to Skin is like a good example of that. Like the whole verse is just disgusting. Like the amount of the radio edit I had to do for that tune for BBC Six was so funny. I couldn't say the word cervix. I said, like the first line is, me no want a self-service, me want something that I can touch up me cervix. And they said, And I was like, but it's just the body part. Anyway, making really, really gay, queer dancehall music, I think is going to be something that's embedded for the rest of my musical journey, whatever form that takes. I'm making like really punk dancehall as well, like noisy dancehall, like boom, 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 boom.
So we say, up with a head, up with a head, go! Say it, up with a head, up with a head, up with a head, say it, up with a head,
Bucky P, Buckingham Palace. It's actually my first time ever being here. all this gold shit there. Yeah, it's a big old place, and I think it's been about 2, 3, or fuck knows, an amount of weeks since Queen Elizabeth has died. And we chose to come here because I've got this tune that is brewing in the works, and it's called Big Boots. Rory, show your big boots.
Massive ones, show us yours.
Got big boots as well. And essentially, what the big boots are for, if you're a big fan of big boots, what these big boots are for is for stamping on the heads of the monarchy. It's for dancing on them graves of supremacy. Yeah, I think this is like a really important time to reevaluate what role monarchy serves in the society we live in. Like, this thing, how much is it worth? Hundreds of millions of pounds, yet there's still people not able to heat their fucking houses. Like, it is so surreal. It is so surreal. And that's what I find whenever I come to central London. Like, it's like this, it's so beautiful, but there's this ugliness all underneath it. Like, within all these like regal imperial houses, I'm like, where did this money come from? Oh, it's from like my ancestors who have like worked for this to be here, and them themselves live terrible, painful lives. Like, it's being in central London really does bring up a lot of that. So I have to like actively suppress it when I'm here, because otherwise I just be fuming all the time. But yeah, chose to come here because I think monarchy abolishment is a feeling that's in the air, especially within punk and DIY communities, and hopefully reaching out further as well, because we're being like ringed out as a society right now, and there's going to be a point where things are going to start. Well, things are already like this, and boom, something's got to break. And what I'm going to say is off with their heads when they do. I just imagine in the next 5 years, all music is gonna move more to having a punkier sound. Like, all music in the UK anyway. Like, it's not looking good for our country due to the absolute clowns we have got in charge, who do not have the interests of the people in their heart at all. And it's so blatant now that I imagine everyone's holding more anger than they would have done before, and naturally what you are feeling comes out in whatever you're making. So I imagine there's going to be a lot more acceptance and expression of more punk and DIY things. And, you know, like independent venues still being closed down more and more and more, everyone being pushed to the outskirts. Like, it means that people are physically being pushed further apart, but within those struggles, I think that's when the beauty of like DIY culture comes through in like repurposing spaces. That is on the grave. Yeah, that is for all a little dance, little grave dance is for all class oppressed people. It's for all diasporic people of the diaspora. for all oppressed peoples of any kind. Bunya.